Oh, it's done now. That's for sure.
Again.
Hey guys. So hey.
Oh hey.
We had.
Hey,
Whoa,
we're there.
whoa,
We're there.
whoa.
We had a couple of problems. A couple of minor technical difficulties that really fucked everything up. But we're here, and I'm gonna draw a little bit of water on here because it's water. But yeah, so I worked, and things happened, and the people got here,
Just pour the water on it.
and
Stop the
we figured it out, and we had a lot of technical difficulties, but we're here now. So I guess that's all that matters, right? All right. Well, all to say, thank you guys so much for rejoining us again on the second live stream of today, I guess. So yeah, we're here. We're Millennial Tavern. I am your host and DM, Mr. Dan Spence, and these are our lovely compatriots and our party members.
Hi. I'm ugly.
Yes, the ugly duckling. We all know. So we're very happy to be back with you and actually streaming. So now that we are back, let's just go ahead and kind of recap a little bit as to what exactly happened. So what did happen previously?
Did stuff, got stuff,
Stuff.
moved stuff.
With stuff.
With stuff.
Yes.
That's
Like
it.
stuff.
So yeah,
Longer.
the bard came running up to us, letting us know that the camp that
Well, specifically, Mr. Arthur.
Yes.
not Arthur.
Well, I ran.
Elrond.
I heard a scream
I'm running
and
up to him.
ran.
Yeah.
Elrond was suddenly there.
Now you guys got him all riled up. Now he won't calm down.
No.
Don't run with the dog.
No, don't. He was really thinking about it too. Okay, now you gotta go on the floor because now you're not with it, bud. He's not with it.
Oh, anyway.
So yes, yes.
Elrond came running up, and Arthur heard him, but we didn't. So he came and talked to him. Elrond told him that the camp's under attack and everybody's dead, pretty much. And Margaret survived, and Cynthia survived, and we don't really know who else survived. But yeah. Then we decided that we wanted to try to loot a little bit, find the stuff we needed to find.
Well, let's get the wagon together and
Got a wagon
skedat.
together.
Started throwing loot in there after fixing it, and then
Yes.
Imperials
And
came
then
with
y'all.
One of the things you did
and
toss in there
Cynthia
was
left.
the giant turret. You did throw the giant turret in there.
Yeah.
Gnomish auto.
Ah, yes, we got it.
Yeah, so that's in the back, and that's fixed now or no?
It might be fixed after this long rest.
Okay.
Might be.
Well, you were tinkering with it.
I
Well,
was tinkering.
we will talk about your tinkering.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about your tinkering.
Yeah.
You will be able to inform everyone here in the morning.
Turns into a freaking Alec and just destroy.
Hey gang, they got it working. Death to all.
Hey, it's at full HP. Oh, fuck. Good thing I
AI
remembered.
is taking over.
All right, so you guys end up doing that. I know there was a little bit of a challenging going on between some party members here. What was that about?
What? What'd you say?
Some of the party members are challenging other people part of the group right now.
Oh yeah, Elrond was acting real sus.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like him.
There's something off about Elrond that we're not sure
Seems
of.
fake.
I guess Elena, do you like
He's
Elrond more or less than Cynthia?
Ooh.
I know. Oh man.
Margaret's top tier though. You can't hang on.
I feel like right now I'm more suspicious of Elrond than I am Cynthia. I don't like either of them, but I think I'm more suspicious of him than I am her. I think she's growing on me maybe a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's saying something considering the fact that every session starts with, I don't like that Cynthia.
See the hell.
I don't like her vibes.
Oh my god,
Vibes are off.
she is such like a Capricorn asparagus. Just like,
Capricorn asparagus.
Oh, no,
She's
Saggy
giving off some like Saturn energy. I'm
How
not
dare she
vibing.
like vegetables?
I actually really like asparagus.
The way she just said that she was
No,
a
seriously?
servant and was right about it.
it's so terrible. Ew. Now that I know she's right, can you imagine what those hands have touched? Just yeah.
Yeah, well,
Where are my
and
face tests?
Alec and Cynthia found some horses.
They
Horses?
did. They
They
did.
found some
Found
horses.
5 horses.
Some good detective work by
Yes.
Mr. Arthur. It was some solid detective work by Mr. Arthur.
Everybody left a lot of
Oh yeah,
the,
we did fight last
spying work
Yeah,
with the
we
guy
did.
with no dark vision. So.
Yes, so that's why he worked with the
Did
guy.
find that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, horses.
What is so interesting about your foot? He's like following you
It's my
around.
hobbit feet.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Put those things away.
Put the dogs down, bro. It's a family shrink, bro. It's a family shrink.
Family
He's
friendly.
literally
A
following
TOS
you
already.
around selling that foot.
I think he just wants
I'm gonna
attention.
change the category to just chatting.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else you guys want to go ahead and add?
Well, we
We
came up
hurriedly
We long
traveled
rested.
away after
Yeah.
getting attacked by another.
we
set of
run
Imperials.
rested.
We almost died.
Well, so you guys, to go back to what Arthur was saying, Arthur was saying that you guys did hurry away so you wouldn't get attacked again. Because you guys did get attacked on the bridge.
Yes, we
Yes.
did.
It was like a small party, though. It was like, what, maybe like 6, 7 people?
Six.
Yeah.
6.
Oh no, you're the DM.
Couldn't relate
Yeah,
personally. I only shot one of them.
but they did
From
their garbage.
horseback with no saddle.
Yep. Just Greetings, party.
Yeah.
And then we pulled off to the side of the road by some crossroads and called it a night.
Yep.
And I was vibing with Elrond, been like, hey man, sorry about earlier. You got great potential. I believe in you.
Just stop being a scrub, bro.
It's like, listen, if anything pops up, just let me know. We're here all together.
All together.
All together.
What?
And that is, I think, what we left off with.
Who was second shift, by the way?
I was.
You were second shift?
Yeah.
So when you were on second shift, and we'll go ahead and start with this, because you guys are going to get your long rest, but I am going to have you roll something during your little thingy. But where we last left our adventurers, the group had just escaped another attack by the bridge, commandeered a couple horses, ended up stripping them entirely of all the Imperial sigils and everything to run, so that you can avoid detection as you end up heading into the next city, which is
A village of some
a
sort.
village of some kind that is going up north.
Unnamed village, number 1.
Yeah.
Going up north.
Unnamed village. There is a name to the village, and I don't believe you guys actually know the name of the village yet.
EP.
No, not yet. No, it's not EP.
But
EP was the
that was the bridge
That was
name.
the bridge.
Welcome to EP.
EP.
I mean, it could be like, hey, but this is the secondary holdout city of EP. But you guys did end up heading off in that direction. You made a very, very short distance because it was later in the evening. You basically made it to a junction, found an area off to the side, and just set up camp for the night as you ended up trying to best cover up your tracks and stay away from basically anyone's detection, especially Imperials, as you're not entirely sure where the Imperial presence and forces are. But where we last resumed you were just going through your long rest. And, Dino, since you were on second watch, I want you to go ahead and roll perception.
A 15.
Okay.
I said that.
Something you're going to end up recognizing as you're kind of finishing up your long rest is that you're going to see as this looks like Elrond's kind of going into his trance state. You're going to notice that Arthur kind of like walks over there and just kind of like just watching him a little bit. You're going to see him just kind of like not really fiddling, but just kind of like touching him and just kind of just like almost like transing a little bit.
He's not
And it looks like he's grabbing on something. As you kind of like get a little bit of a different angle, you see it looks like he's kind of like touching his gloves. And you're kind of far away, but it looks like Elrond's kind of paying no mind to it. It looks like he might be in his trance state, as most elves are. And
Dino will remember that. So,
Pepperidge Farm.
Mental notes.
a little text appears. Dino.
yeah, no add to logbook. All right, but all of you end up going through the rest of the evening and experience your well-deserved long rest.
Thank the Lord.
Ooh.
After only 2 days.
Feels like weeks.
2 long rests and
Now
7
we're on
sessions.
day 3. Let's go.
Day 3. Give it up for day 3.
Give it up for
FSC.
day
Day 3. I use that meme so much at work.
That's so great.
It's like we have like a bug going on for like 3 days. Give it up for day 3. Day 4, the bug going on.
I lost count. What day are we in?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so you guys have the awakening from your long rest. What do you want to do?
Oh goodness. Oh, did everybody get enough sleep?
Yeah. Who was last watch?
I would have been. I believe so. Because I know I definitely wanted to go to sleep first. And
Did it rain overnight? No, it was muddy already.
There was a bit of a sprinkle later on to the evening. It looks like it's a little bit moist. It's not like a downpour. It was muddy though in that area. Actually, that being said, I want anyone who's really trying to pay attention to that, which might just be Arthur, go ahead and roll nature for me.
On the floor doesn't count unless it's a net 20.
It is an
That's
First and last one of the session.
Okay.
This dice is done.
Retired.
Careful, Shiloh might pick that up.
All right, so
That
actually,
net 20 worth it? It killed Shiloh.
Hey, no joking about that.
so as you end up kind of looking around, trying to take a little bit of a gander at the sky, you notice that through the trees, it's kind of hard to make out, but you're able to get like a perfect read on what is.
Wrong button.
You're gonna get a perfect read on everything. You're gonna see some of the wind starting to pick up, some of the leaves falling from the trees. You're gonna pick up immediately on the direction. You're gonna notice what look like some clear skies and a little bit of a gray cloud coming through, and you're basically gonna end up picking up like all of these little signs into like one like just perfect moment for you. You're just like, it's going to rain in 5 hours.
Nice. What time of year is it, by the way? Just curious.
In game the seasons don't work exactly the way you'd expect.
Mhm.
But what you would compare it to for our world, you would think it's gonna be more into like the later spring, kind of going into the fall.
Later spring going into the fall, so there's no summer.
Summer might just be a different time of year.
It's spring, fall, and summer.
It gets warm and then
winter.
cold again, and then really warm out of nowhere, and then very cold. Out of nowhere.
And all of a sudden it just gets wet. There's no reason there.
I mean, that happens to me all the time. Personally.
I will say though, the way that kind of weather works, especially in the region that you guys are in, you don't really have summers. You have what are like really, really strong springs that just go more into a fall, and the fall is just like a really long season.
So we live in like Alaska.
No.
Maybe like Michigan.
So
North Dakota?
okay, all right.
South Dakota.
Utah.
Just start naming states, guys.
I'll get there.
So if you think about our world,
Stop me when I'm right.
so if you think about our world, right? So our world, you have the equator. This is a flat world, but
The Earth is flat.
I know.
Oh,
It's crazy. I know I'm blowing so my mind. It's totally not like I gave you guys this information earlier in the campaign.
So much world building. Hold on, wait a
I don't think I was hearing
minute.
it. I
But
missed the background on the world.
well, okay. So if you go look inside the Discord, it's in there. But so the Earth is flat, and the way the seasons are affected, the seasons kind of rotate around the spiral. So some areas kind of like actually think about kind of like Alaska in the sense where it's like you only get some certain times a year. Except for it's more of you only get certain seasons, certain rotations. So sometimes you don't get as much of a summer, you get less of a summer. You get more of like a spring going into a fall. It's more so just like a cyclone of seasons just kind of going through.
Interesting.
That's the best way I could try to describe it to you without having you guys roll for it and go into it.
Without getting into the meteorology.
Yes.
Or having to find a druid.
We're having to find a druid. But you did roll that 20, so there you go, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for all that. That was nice.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome, bro. Glad to help.
Seems it will be raining later today. Probably in mid-afternoon. Early afternoon.
Well, this would probably work very well for covering our tracks. So, as long as we can get out of the area, try not to be so wet.
Yes. I think we have time to cook a good meal.
I actually agree.
Yes, I
I
wouldn't.
say let's get a meal back.
Wouldn't stick around
While
too
there's
long.
some passing wind, breeze, some low-hanging clouds that might obscure the smoke of the campfire.
All right. Well, let's cook something up and then get out of here.
I'm gonna ask Margaret.
Yes.
Send it to Margaret. First of all, I'll go to Margaret. Good morning, love. How did you sleep?
I slept rather well, surprisingly. I didn't think I could find much comfort in the back of this carriage, but I managed to
She
find
found
it.
comfort in your arms.
The news delights me, Margaret. Say, if we have some raw ingredients, maybe some rations, would you be able to whip something good up?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. What do you have?
Oh, I believe we just have rations for the most part.
Well, if you just show me what you have, I'm sure I can make something delicious. There are a couple herbs that should be local in this area. If you could find them, I make it rather more tasty and like them.
Anything you have in mind, sweetheart?
I do have a couple of wine bottles that I found at the bridge. If anybody's up for a drink,
Well, actually, a little bit of wine would be great for a stew.
that's fine.
There's also some juniper berries. If you could find some in the area, I can mellow them up and add them into the mixture. And
Anything else besides juniper?
yes, juniper berries. If you find some, and she's gonna list off a couple other things. It's gonna be a list of about 5 things.
I guess I'll hand her a bottle of wine.
We won't need this entire thing. So, is anyone really? With my old age, I won't be able to get the cork out and replace it very well. Does somebody want to?
Oh, darling, please.
Oh,
It's
yes,
all
thank you.
part.
Okay. Oh. Well, thank you. Just trying to keep it intact because we can save this for later for our
Can I
next
mend
meal.
it back on?
You didn't break it.
I'm gonna mend the cork back.
I didn't just like twist the top of the bottle off.
Here's what Arthur's gonna do. Arthur's gonna let it. Arthur's gonna take the cork. Go cast mending. There are all kinds of holes to be filled.
Uh-oh, is Margaret flirting that now?
Alright, so what are you guys gonna be doing?
I guess if somebody wants to take care of trying to find the ingredients she's asking for, I'm going to check on our unconscious friend in the back of the car.
Oh,
I
I
guess-
can finally observe her now that I'm well rested and have some more of my magic back. And maybe take a look. I would like to cast Detect Magic on,
Detect Magic?
and then just focus it mostly on our slumbering, dead but not dead person.
So you're not really looking for anything else. You're really just trying to focus on her.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna end up seeing as you cast Detect Magic, and just can you read to me the spell really quick?
Yeah, it tells me where the source is. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. Learn its school of magic.
Okay. Let me do this real quick. So you are definitely gonna be getting some information there.
Okay.
All right. So that's gonna take you 10 minutes. So let's let everyone else do their stuff.
Well, if it lets me get some peace of mind, I guess I'll go. I'll be off in the woods.
Elena, do you want to go with him?
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably a good idea to stick together, especially with Imperials rolled out.
Alright, I guess let's. What did we need? Juniper berries? What else?
Arthur, Margaret gave you a list, right?
I, without averting my gaze from the one chick, cast the note that Margaret made.
Alright, see you off in a few.
Alright, be safe out there.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll nature for me. We're just gonna have you do that periodically, just so you're able to find.
Yeah, you're kind of helping.
Well, my stuff just like
So-
lit up for a second.
17.
Okay. And then I just want you to roll investigation as you're going through. All right. So you're doing that. You're out there searching. What are you guys doing?
I'm going with him.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's.
So
Yeah,
go ahead and roll nature as well, and then go ahead and roll investigation.
And then I'm just kind of there with
5 for
Arthur.
nature.
16.
17 investigation.
5 on nature. You're not familiar with a lot of the stuff on the list. Dino's going to kind of try to explain some of it to you because he's very familiar with a lot of these ingredients. 17. If you're going to struggle, it's going to take you a little bit of time. You're probably going to find like 1 or 2 ingredients. Is that? What was your investigation?
16.
You're going to find the other 3 ingredients rather easily. And with the 16, I want you to actually. You roll a what?
17.
17. So with your 16 and with your 17, I want you guys to both roll a d8 and then tell me what you actually roll.
But the, no, but
You're gonna end up finding a rusty dagger as well in your searches, and you're gonna end up finding what looks like a pouch. The pouch is empty, but it seems to be made of a very very ornate material. When you're looking at it, you're gonna end up seeing that it has like a not like a gold gold bevel kind of going around the edge, but it's like a gold ribbon that kind of goes onto the inside to this really fine silk. There's nothing inside the purse. You're kind of examining it, but it's a really nice looking like little purse or silk bag.
Clutch. Natural.
Little purse.
Little tote.
Little handbag.
Alright. Anything that you guys are wanting to do in the meantime?
I'm kind of just standing behind him, like just trying to see what's going on with her. So.
Okay.
How far did I get with the?
I was actually about to tell you that. I was literally going to say, you guys can talk about this. So, what you ended up finding out when you were looking through the turret is there is a lot going on in this thing. So, realistically, for something like this to like be built from scratch, you're thinking it's probably costing at least 10, if not like 20, 30,000 gold. The materials alone are probably like 5,000, and plus the labor and everything to do it. Because the turret itself is entirely infused with magic, and when it was destroyed, it lost its magic properties. You do believe, though, if you were managing to get the parts, because a lot of the parts are very, very small and hard to come by, then you could probably rebuild it and get it working, but you'd have to infuse it with a lot of magic. You do know, though, that if you were to really spend a lot of time, you could kind of get it to be like a crank back, like just like 3-shotter. If you were to just go ahead and kind of mess with it, you can kind of configure it to do that. Just fire 3 shots, but it'll take like a full action to do. It wouldn't be as accurate, but it's something you could do with it. You're probably thinking based off of all your stuff, especially with your background being an artificer, you'd be better off just trying to buy the parts or straight up selling it for parts. Because you could probably make some good money, especially if you find somebody who values these small details of those parts. There you go.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to fully repair this gnomish auto turret without additional parts. I am confident, however, that with those parts, it might take some time to procure them, but I believe I can fix it. Get it working again. But whoever made this is quite the craftsman. Very, very, very intricate. Truly.
Well, if it's winds up not being any use to us, sounds like we could at least sell it for a good penny.
I might take it on as a pet project.
He does
If
nothing
we
right
don't-
now, so I mean, it's.
If we don't mind hauling it around, then no big deal. If it gets to be in the way, then I suppose I can part with it, but I do believe that I can.
How heavy is that turret?
It's moderately heavy. You're saying like basically the entirety of this thing, except for the legs, are made of very, very strong metals and lots of very, very small components. The actual feet are kind of made of like this wooden base, but it looks like it's more so done so that it can actually get traction on particular surfaces.
But it wouldn't be an issue like if we needed to carry it around without a cart. I could
Like
just
50
strap it to my back.
pounds?
You're probably thinking like 50 to 70 pounds.
Throw some leather straps on it, make it a backpack.
Possibly.
Do that when we get to town. Hopefully they have just a simple blacksmith there where I can acquire some leather straps. Some other pieces of whatever. But that's what I think I can do with it. I'm pretty sure I can fix it, but it will need further repairs.
Alright, well, I guess we'll just set the table then for now.
Alright. So you're gonna end up finishing casting your detect magic. It's actually interesting. You're gonna end up seeing the entirety of her body just kind of radiating. And then as you kind of try to like focus on a little bit more on her, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a part in her chest. As you're kind of trying to scan it a little bit, as you kind of like move her around, you're gonna end up seeing it looks like her heart is just glowing. And you're able to tell that whatever it is that's affecting her is from the Scorpion Chain.
I'm gonna wait for Elena to come back.
Okay.
Talk about
Right. So you guys are going to be gone for probably another 10 minutes after he ends up doing his cast. Because it's 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic, right? Or one
action.
One action.
But it lasts for 10 minutes.
One action lasts for 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys are probably coming back about 26 minutes or so after. So after you end up doing that, you manage to find the rest of your stuff, a little bit of what Margaret needs exactly, and bring it back to the camp.
How did you guys fare?
Oh, we were able to find all the things on Mark's list.
Good.
Found a few of the oddities. Worse. Some trinkets. Anything else? All the treasures.
As you guys are kind of talking, you're going to end up seeing that Elrond just kind of sits back against a tree and just kind of starts playing a couple chords and just looking at you.
Said Elrond's what?
Elrond's just sitting back and playing a couple chords while you guys are talking.
Well, also want to play some tunes. I guess we should start.
We'll have breakfast and then make our way.
Right, well, here's the items. Feel free to give them to Margaret or.
Yeah, she's close by.
She is.
Probably prepping some sort of broth.
He's been working on it.
Right, I go up to Margaret and I just give her the small bag full of the items. I'm like, here you are, Margaret. Fresh from the forest.
Oh, thank you so much there, Mr. Gnomish Goblin thingy.
Goblin.
Yes, thank you. Yes, he's so sweet. So. You see her just kind of start like messing with the stuff now.
I want to just walk up to her and kind of silently sit and watch her cook.
Alright.
As if I'm trying to, like, learn.
Oh, dearie, is this something you're curious in? You need some help? Please come over here. You could actually help me if you'd like.
Okay.
It's a great way to help attract a man as well.
Everything
See,
catches on
remember
fire.
when I was your age, I was struggling with, and then she's gonna start kind of going off about how cooking really helped her to find her husband and everything.
Got
They
it.
were helping her. So you're gonna be doing that. It's probably gonna take about like 15 to 20 minutes for her to finally get everything done and get it
so
done.
they're
Yeah,
just
okay.
like
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess I'll just be off just sharpening my axe.
And my action. It's still +1. So
Yeah, I got it. Just gonna always assume that it's possible.
There you go. There you
Don't
go.
take it away from me.
unless we're too far apart from it.
I don't think that's how.
How does it work?
Infusions work. It's just an infusion that he adds to a mundane item. Essentially turning it into a magic item. In a way.
Fancy.
Exactly. All right. So eventually, Margaret's going to end up finishing her stew, and she's going to be sitting there just helping everyone to go ahead and get their fill. It's going to be pretty delicious. It's not going to be anything too spectacular, but given the fact that it was just kind of tossed together with some of the supplies that you end up getting is some of the rations from where the bridge attack was, essentially. A little bit of what you guys had, some of the herbs you end up getting. It's rather tasty. It's not going to like knock you off your feet, but it's pretty good considering. It's like she has a lot of cooking experience.
Oh yeah. Margaret, this is delightful. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It just makes me feel so much better knowing that I'm able to be of good to somebody. But wherever it is you end up finding me a home here, all of you. I hope that I'm able to be of help. Not even just to you, but the rest. I just wish I could be of service to the Lord and his men in this dire time.
The Lord would appreciate you for your service, especially against those who would call the Empire an enemy.
More importantly, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Has everybody else got their fill?
This is kind of funny. This is.
I'm gonna go for a wee, and then I'll be good.
Takes me back. Going into the forest, getting some ingredients, kind of brings me back. I used to do it as a kid for my mother. She sent me off into the forest, my sister and I, get some ingredients we could never afford getting them from town, Just being poor and everything, you had to, fight for everything. And of course, father tried to do his best and bringing food to the table.
So confused.
Sorry.
Were you not enslaved?
No, I was lucky to not be enslaved.
That's interesting.
My,
That's good. Sorry, your family. That's great. Good.
yeah,
A boy's family is important.
it meant the world to me. Father protected me from chainers to his dying breath.
Never knew goblins to live near towns that they weren't run out of.
We didn't live near the town. We lived on the outskirts, outside the walls. We had our own little run-down barn that we found, made it our own home. My father managed to do some work for the guards. Didn't get to see much of him, and whenever he was home, well, it's best to spend time with my sister and I. That's
Very crude upbringing.
You could say crude. One day he was followed by the guard. Back home. Thought they were his friends. Stabbed him in the back. Slaughtered him. In front of my eyes. My mother, she told me to run. She told me to not look back, to grab my sister and run into the forest. Never saw my mother after that. As I'm grabbing my sister by the hand, away, tears in my eyes. All of a sudden, I don't feel my sister's hand. Lost her somewhere in the woods. As I turn back to try and find her, I see her with my mother, captured in chains. That's why I came out to the city of Pike. See if I could get some needs and try to find her.
These were Imperial men?
Not good.
Free folk.
Yes, they come.
I don't think the Imperials really deal in slavery that much. It's usually the free folk that, from what I gather, is usually where that trade is.
Empire is infamous for their slaves and being able to move vast quantities of them very quickly so that they can complete giant projects. But I imagine they take prisoners and enslave those they capture from the cities that they conquer. I'm sure there won't be a shortage of those people.
At least from Pike, it seems like a lot of them are spared from that just due to death.
If they have any sense in it. If they want to keep the city standing, well, I'm not even sure if it is at this point.
They were doing a lot of damage.
Jeez, this is quite worrisome. So you're telling me the women and the children that we were with earlier, they're most likely enslaved?
That's all.
Or if they weren't murdered?
What exactly did you guys witness at that camp?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Margaret, I'm gonna go over and comfort Margaret.
I didn't see anything. It was Cynthia who. To be completely honest, I didn't actually see anything. No, I was with Margaret, and Margaret, it's okay, darling. Just please. I was with Margaret, and as we were running away from the camp, or running away more so, we were going to the restroom. She was at least, and I escorted her out there. I turned around and. We could talk about this later.
Well, there were Imperials on your tail. It was not too soon after we started to repair the wagon and everything. The Imperials did come looking.
Anyone who feels like they're really like listening to what she's saying, roll insight.
Whoa! Let's go!
10.
11.
17.
She looks like she's really. This is something you guys are gonna get. You said,
10. She got 11.
okay, so never mind. Just you two then. So you two are going to end up kind of noticing it looks like she's really not talking, and she's really just kind of trying to skip over a lot of like what she would really want to say. You kind of notice as she's talking, she's kind of looking over her shoulder a little bit.
Like anything in particular?
Well, you end up looking, and you kind of looking behind you. You're going to end up seeing you have Margaret back there, and then you also have Elron and the rest of the carriage, and the girl, of course, in the back of the carriage. So, I'm actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna run out really quick and go use the woman's room. I'll be back here shortly.
Please, Wiley, we're having a great time. Please, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Curious, you're all telling each other.
You said you
about
didn't
that.
see anything, but you made your way to the checkpoint anyway? With Margaret?
Well,
Because when I came upon you on the road,
Elron ran into us, and he assured us that everything was happening, that they were captured and being slaughtered, and I really have to go to the restroom. Just if you could give me a moment, please. Please excuse me.
I'm gonna follow her. Try to be discreet about it. Though.
Elrond only speaks.
Oh, you have to go to the restroom as well?
Wait.
Yeah. I gotta go too.
Oh, absolutely,
Hold
yes.
on,
It's better we go together. No,
everyone
sorry.
spoke
We're going to the restroom. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Girls go in twos.
I got a girl time.
Okay, so you guys can chat really quick.
As they walk away, I kind of gesture over to Arthur.
That would be the only thing that explains it, unless Elrond decided to talk to some other.
Something is not adding up with me
He-
to figure out what it is.
Suspecting. Oh, no, he's off.
She seems to be waiting for something.
She probably doesn't want to say it. Or run under the bus.
You know, you're pretty sneaky. You don't mind following him.
I keep an eye behind this.
Well, it's fine. We are going to stay here. Look over this.
How softly are you guys talking?
I'm kind of like over
Kind
with
of
them,
like
whispering.
how we are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
not
just double
trying to
checking.
allow
I'm
the
just
whole
double
rest of the group.
Yeah, Elrond's looking real.
Saucy, bossy.
Well, if Elrond only speaks Elvish, he doesn't know what we're saying.
He doesn't know.
But if Elrond is listening, I say we stab him in the back. Is that alright?
All right. So as we're kind of like walking off, so you see her just kind of like pulling up her skirt and everything, pulling up her dress. So I actually did have to go, but
I turn like my eye away from her. Give her a little privacy.
You never
Th-
know
th-
these
th-
boys.
th-
Gonna go sword fight?
thank you so much. She go ahead and finish her darn thing. Did you have to go at all?
No.
Oh, thank you for coming. I discussed it with Arthur a little bit. I don't trust Elrond.
Yeah, me either. Especially after how he was acting yesterday.
I didn't see anything. But when I went to start going back, he pushed me into a bush and said it was for my own good, and then pulled me, and started pulling me with him and Margaret as we ran away. I had nothing to. I was at that point. I believed that the best thing I could do was to help Margaret. We should probably get back, but
What do you think he could have meant by it was for your own good?
no, I think that's what he did. He didn't.
Hmm?
He didn't tell me that. I think that was what he meant. Like it was for my own good. Like he pushed me off into the bushes for my own good. And he said like it's too late. It's too much. And then he grabbed Margaret and started going off with Margaret to run away from the site. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything.
You didn't hear any screams, anything coming from.
That's the part that seems so bewildering to me.
Hmm.
But I suppose it's a possible that the Imperials just took them all as slaves? Or but if that was the case, then why would they let him run away screaming nonsense and just making noise? It seems wrong.
Yeah, he.
There's a woodpecker in here, son of a bitch.
Dinner. It definitely seems off. This whole situation just seems off.
It really does.
I guess maybe we should just head back then.
Right. So, but anyways, I was having a lovely dream the other night, and she kind of just talking about that as you're walking back. So. You're gonna end up hearing, a little bit of like the back half of that, but mostly you're gonna end up hearing about them walking back. I want you to go ahead and roll stealth though.
Oh, I already proved this.
What'd you roll?
I got a 26.
So you're gonna be
follow
fine.
them.
You're gonna be fine. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I hear a
You're
twig
good,
snap, but my perception's just so bad that I don't see you.
I know we will see anyone.
What was that?
Who goes there?
We've already said that I need glasses, okay?
Who goes there? Must have been Williams. All right. You guys are gonna end up hearing as they're walking back, and they're just kind of talking about you.
Elena, I do have some information about our unconscious friend.
Okay.
Seems to be under some sort of magic coma of some sort. She's still alive, but I'm sensing a lot of. It's a hefty enchantment spell, mostly around her heart. I can't really tell what the spell is per se, but that is what I've gathered.
I wonder if it's the same kind of spell that the witch was using whenever we went and found him, when his head was in the tunnel. Portal, whatever you want to call it.
Well,
That was before me, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think a hefty dispel magic would work. But I possess that.
I do not either.
As far as I can tell, appears medically to be okay. Otherwise, she's being by this spell. Because, if you want to call it that. Nothing like that specific.
Well, I guess
Would I be able to tell if it seems like the same kind of spell that the other people were under?
Roll history.
Shit.
12 plus 6.
From what you can recall, it doesn't really feel like it.
Okay.
One of the big things about the spell that they were under was more so a potion-y effect. You can ask more questions, but from what he's going to describe to you, he's saying like when he used detect magic, he was looking at more of like a glowing radiance from her heart. Like it's something that's kind of like froze her.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's odd. We might have to take her to a mage or something once we get into a town. Because I'm not talented enough. I can't.
Are you a wizard proper? Or are you a sorcerer?
Wizard.
You might be able to find someone who would know anything about this.
Maybe. I wouldn't know.
Since you've studied more of these specifics of magic, I was more or less just using it as an engineering tool. That's might be more good at it. Well, that is what we discerned from her. Everyone's eaten breakfast and
Probably time to get out of here.
on our way to the town, of which does anyone know the name? Is it on the map?
It's not on the maps, and
Oh, you guys.
I look at Cynthia and Margaret.
we
kinda
know where it is.
expectantly.
So Margaret, she's gonna kind of calm down, but yes, and she's gonna ask for the map again. I forgot we were going to go over this earlier. She's gonna take the map from you, and I'll give it to you here in a second. I don't have the note in front of me, so I just gotta look it up.
Untitled town.
But
What's Elrond doing right now?
Elrond's just kind of sitting back next to a tree, just strumming some chords. Not really singing, just strumming some chords.
Is he like out of earshot?
You're probably about like 30-ish, maybe even less feet away from him.
So like if
He's
I like
pretty
whispered
close to the group.
kind of thing.
He's
Okay.
pretty close to the group.
Now I'm just keeping an eye on him.
Otherwise, I think we're ready to head out.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and talk marching order then.
I'd be back on the carriage.
I'm on a
in
horse.
There's your horse.
Yay!
I'll be on the very back.
Of the carriage? Or
I've been impaled.
Then there's other horses over there for anyone else
I mean,
who brought
it's-
horses.
two.
Come
Everybody needs them.
Hi, buddy. Come here.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll be behind like the carriage following it.
On the horse?
Hello.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay. Gonna put Dino on that one. Okay, one.
Telling him.
Impaling?
Oh, there we go.
I'm the only one right side up.
Flippy.
That would be everybody.
Well, the lovely speed of this computer. This is why I switched to the iPad, because this thing has the speed of a potato. Rolling down a hill.
Speed.
Alright, let's not rile up my dog, please.
Roll up the dog.
He says you sound like a squeaky toy.
Alright, so that's our marching order. So let's go ahead and have you guys start going off. So go ahead and kind of plot your course. Let me know where you guys are going.
So, from where we were, we basically just went into the woods a little just north of the crossroads.
Mhm.
So we were coming back out, then we're heading west to the next crossroad, and then heading north.
We're passing by the crypt or the what is it?
Well, the
The
caves,
caves?
there's
Yeah.
the Void Cavern.
Yeah.
So they would be on our east, going north.
Do you know anything about that place?
You actually know a great deal about Wood Cavern.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you know that.
I don't know why you got it.
Yeah. Let's have you go ahead and roll history.
Wow, that's.
Because it's a void.
That is a 10.
So you know that. You know that you know more, but you know that Void Caverns. It's kind of like like if you were like learning Spanish back in high school. It's like you know like what the characters are. You know like some of the words, but you can't remember them all right now. But you do remember that Void Caverns ended up getting its name because the entirety of the caverns is kind of submitted in darkness, and certain areas are kind of in their own pockets of light, but everything else is just voided out. Like the light only exists in this chamber and does not even like exit. It's a place that was kind of locked away. Not a lot of people go inside because it seems like it's just magic when you do darkness. Seemingly. You also know, though, with a 10, you also know that there's other caverns in the area, and other like tombs and crypts
Mhm.
that are notoriously known for looters generally.
But the path that we're on is. We'd have to go out of our way to go towards or just even past.
You can look at it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'd have to.
Yeah, we're
split
basically
the
going to
track.
come that path right up there. It's over here in the middle of the woods.
You could, if you want to, you could pass it to him that way he could look at, but you can look at the hexes. So you guys are gonna be able to move 4 hexes at a decent pace.
4 hexes would get us pretty close to the town.
Or getting close to the bridge there.
Yeah. I think we would make it to the bridge by the end of the day.
Well, we are
If we did all
basically we're basically here. So 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, if you want to be technical, you probably have to call that 5 hexes. So 1, 2, 3, 4 would get us to the bridge.
Okay.
And then another one would be
The town itself.
yeah.
All right. Is there anything like on the road immediately once we get back on the road?
Are you trying to scout the road before you get back on?
Yeah, kind of peer out of the foliage and brush.
So as you end up looking out, and for some reason, like I'm really not finding them. Very irritating. I know I have them. I just don't know where the fuck they are. But so as you end up getting out into the road, go ahead and roll investigation.
Like, would also be kind of be wary of what's on the road, and also kind of checking like his surroundings and maybe behind him as well.
They're 20.
That's why
Nice.
everything looks perfect. So it doesn't look like anyone has actually come by on the road. There's been no movement as you're looking, and it was a light rain, so you're looking for any like new footprints or anything like that, or new horse prints, or just any animal prints at all. You're not seeing anything. So it looks like basically the entirety of it has been unscathed.
Well, it seems the coast is clear. We should be expecting rain in a few hours.
Well, then I guess we should probably get the move on.
Oh, I would like to unmud the cart from all of the sticky tack
It's
and
gonna take a
shit
little
that I
bit.
threw on.
It's gonna take a little bit to do, but you're gonna manage to do it. It's gonna kind of be irritating, but you'll get there. Okay. All right. So you guys are off then. All right. So who is Lee of the party right now? Who's front?
I guess it depends on if anybody's in front of the cart.
Oh, right now it looks like Cynthia is.
Well, I don't know if she actually is.
Cynthia would
She's
be.
on
Cynthia would be in the back.
horse.
Oh, actually, no, she was on a horse before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She'd be like on the back. Of the
Oh,
horse.
yeah. So then I guess if you want to be technical, I'm in front of the cart. It just kind of depends on how close Elena and Arthur are to the cart.
I'm.
Do you want so we can put like 2 in front of the cart, 2 in the back? You wanna
Yeah.
Go back or the front?
All right. So 2 leads.
I'll
Let's have you
go-
guys go ahead and roll investigation.
Do you think you want to go front,
I was,
or you want to stay in the back?
I was gonna stay in the back, but I mean, if you're gonna be in the back, I'll move forward.
I was going to do it for any particular reason. Just Actually, no, I'll just
It's 8.
it's on much.
This is irritating. Okay, just it has a name. You're going to the place. It has a name.
Unnamed town number 2.
I'm really pissed off because the place I had the note in apparently it didn't save, and now I'm having to go to one of my other places, and this computer is just taking forever. So I'm not getting there quickly, if at all. All right, but so what was? So you roll a 7?
8.
8. What'd you roll?
I'm sorry, what was the check again?
Perception.
You said investigation.
13.
Oh, investigation. Sorry. Yeah,
Oh.
investigation.
You're
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Then a 18.
18. Okay. So, Arthur, as you're looking around, you're gonna end up noticing that it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, and it looks like the wind has dramatically picked up.
Can I see like a big line of storms coming? Big.
It looks like it's pretty big.
We should find shelter.
This is probably gonna be about 2 hexes into your turn. So you're basically almost at the next intersection.
We either press on through the rain, but I think this storm looks pretty nasty up ahead. Not too sure if you all want to weather it under some trees instead.
I mean, it probably would be best to get to the town as quickly as possible. We could maybe try to weather it out a little bit. If it gets too bad, we can pull off.
Can we get there quick? It's starting to rain, guys.
Yeah, we should probably just try to push on. If it gets too bad for the cart, we should probably pull off there.
Follow me.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from these Imperials as quickly as possible.
Very good. Shall press.
All right. So as you guys keep moving forward, somebody roll a d20 for me.
10.
That's cocked.
Okay.
It was a 10.
That was definitely cocked.
All right. So as you guys end up moving forward, the rain's gonna start picking up again now. You guys are like just barely getting through the rest of that kind of the intersection, and you start heading on your way north towards Cary Crossing. Cary Crossing, sorry.
Is it teary because it rains all the time?
Oh, who knows?
We're all single. They just go cry.
Cry me a river.
Yeah,
That's why there's a bridge.
Build a bridge and get over it.
All right. So as you guys end up going through, is there anything else you guys are wanting to discuss or talk about, or you guys are able to kind of create separation between yourself and other people in the group? So if you're wanting to try to discuss something, you can try to make that happen organically.
I'm gonna ride close to Elena. So, I got a little curious last night. After... Can't even fucking get through it. After Elrond went to sleep, or rather, meditated, I had an idea. There was something about him that I didn't find all too... Of course, we know he's got that kind of vibe. He has magical gloves, as it turns out. Magical gloves that gives the wearer the ability to play music. So his musical ability is all given these gloves. I'm sure if he doesn't have the gloves, he doesn't have anything. Or if he does have anything, then he's hiding something about himself, something about his true nature. So I'm sure that's how he was able to get into the Lord's Court and, say that he was this famous bard that only knows Elvish and not common, despite the common tongue being common. And then, of course, during our talk that we had yesterday on the way out from the checkpoint, him not ready to basically divulge anything, saying that nothing was wrong and that he was just a very mundane bard without the bardic training, just the fact that he knows how to fiddle.
Out of character for a second. I know at one point he said that we could look through his stuff. Did we? Or no?
Dino offered, but no, we did not.
Okay. Continue.
To rifle through my
My best.
Yeah, from what Cynthia was telling me, something, even with whatever happened back at that house, that just seems odd.
Come to think of it, when did we happen upon him? When did he join our... He wasn't at the gate with us when we fled the city. He was after.
Could I do a history check to remember?
Sure. Yeah, you go.
Hey!
Oh, hello.
Thank you for the follow, guys.
Oh, I
Yeah.
gotta... That's my thing, but hands are full.
Raw history.
16 plus 6.
15
Plus
plus
6.
Yes!
That's pretty big.
Jeez. Look at that nice. You need to start trying to remember stuff more often.
Don't look. Just think.
Remember!
Remember with your mind.
Yeah. We're gonna take a spin on divination. All right, so actually, you end up remembering pretty vividly when the vast majority of the people end up entering the group. You remember when you ended up leaving the keep? It was just basically the five of you. At the time, Zontu was with you as well. You picked up Cynthia. You went through the town. You had like one or two people that looked like they were jewelers or something. One of them being Nathaniel, that ended up kind of joining your group there in the higher district. As you end up moving out of the higher district, Shiloh, no.
Okay.
As you end up moving out of the higher district into the lower district of the city, and kind of on your way out, you had a couple of people that just started tailing you, but it looks like they were more so common folks. And then as you got to the actual gate and you found that they were essentially holding you all inside of there. You noticed it was a group of maybe like 7 to 8 people. Then you had a couple other people just kind of come in. You don't remember anyone distinctly looking like the bard, though. It was kind of interesting. Like, you're really thinking about it now, and it's like you don't remember really seeing him at all during them. And it wasn't until like shortly after you ended up leaving the city that you saw him kind of in the group.
Come to think of it, I don't remember him being there whenever we were trying to escape from Pike. He kind of just appeared.
That's because I couldn't remember right either. He just
Yeah.
was suddenly there, and then he started playing music in the hut.
This is out of character. Clearly, I don't hear what you guys are saying, but
I think that he might be whoever the Imperials were looking for.
That's what I was thinking last night.
Did we sell out Nathaniel? Well, Nathaniel wasn't innocent. He had some pretty damning documents all about his person.
You guys are distracting me.
sorry.
So,
Okay, you can get down now.
but I wonder if Elrond has anything to do with that. group
I'm
of the
thinking
Lord.
that's who they were looking for. I think the wrong guy died. I think they were looking for him. I think we need to keep a really close eye on him.
Think we should do anything before getting to town?
I don't even know what we could do.
I'm not sure either. Probably just have to have a team meeting. Alright, I wanted to share my findings with you.
I just nod.
Okay.
Enter back in.
Okay.
On the horse and back with me. That's Cynthia, right?
Yeah, Cynthia's with you.
Okay. I'm just gonna not really turn my head towards her, but just speak loud enough so that she can hear.
How much is it raining at this point?
It's a pretty consistent drizzle. A pretty consistent drizzle. It's not like patchy like you see in certain parts of Florida. It's like if you were like looking at the
Constant.
water, it's like the water just kind of trickling. It's like it's like a. Okay, so what are you saying, Dan?
Just you're gonna try to get Cynthia's attention a little bit.
Oh yes.
So,
What is it?
what was your occupation in the city?
My occupation in the city. I was a servant for the Lord. It's court. I told you this before.
Oh, that's why. Just so much stuff has happened. Just Lord's Keep and then us getting the dungeon, the whole thing going to the city.
I'm terribly sorry about that. I was actually in the Lord's court when that happened. I didn't entirely understand when the Lord went ahead and did that. It seemed a little bit cruel, but I know the Lord has his reasons.
Everyone has their reasons,
Are you okay? Your eyes they've changed a little bit of color.
color?
Your eyes before were more of like a hazily. I'm sorry, I might just be saying things. I could have sworn I saw a little bit of a hue, more of like an amber.
Oh, I can't tell you when the last time I checked my own eyes. Don't really look at a reflection much.
It could just be the rain. It's interesting.
Yeah, speaking of interesting, what's interesting to me is I didn't know you spoke Elvish.
I dabble enough. I mean, I was a part of the Lord's court. The Lord himself speaks Elvish, and a couple of the members of the court. You pick up a little bit over time.
Fluent.
Oh no, I'm not fluent by any means. I understand enough to get by, but I can have a conversation. But if you were to sit here and try to have a full conversation with me, there's no way I'd be able to keep up.
So, just a little interesting to me that you said that Elrond went after you. you completely are able to understand them.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what you said? Yes.
So-
Wasn't much. Sorry, did I do anything to?
No, you didn't do anything wrong. No, I just want to get you a little bit more comfort. Bring you more comfort. You seem a little bit shaken a little bit back there. We were in the camp.
So you're gonna see her kind of look over the cart.
You seem as if you were trying to look back at something. Did
sorry.
you lose something?
Did I? I think I heard something over there. I just here. Why don't you come look at it with me really quick?
I didn't hear anything.
Dino, get it, my boy. Yes, sir. Take a little break.
Oh,
Oh,
So romantic.
what
Like pina coladas.
what is that?
what's what?
I could have sworn I saw something in the bushes over there. No, I think we're okay, guys. I think we'll talk to Elena. You see her just kind of turn around and start going back towards the car. I think it was actually nothing. That's my mistake. My mistake.
See? I kind of go back to her side. I don't know what you're doing.
It's not really good at the whole code thing.
I'm terribly sorry. What is that?
What's going on? You seem like you're not trying to answer my question.
And on.
Oh,
You see her just kind of like going up towards the cart. Hello, do you mind if Elena and I switch places? I'm getting the feeling that something might happen back here, and I have a feeling that it might be better if somebody who's a magic caster was back here.
It's fine.
Absolutely, yes, Elena, darling, please. You see her kind of go. Excuse
I
me.
look back at her.
I think I heard something back there. It might be nothing, but is there a chance you could go and trade places with me, just so?
I guess.
Yes, I'm no good in a scrap at all, and I'm if something does happen, I'm worried heavily that I won't be able to do anything.
All right, I'm gonna slow down my pace so she can like catch up to where
Thank
I'm
you.
at.
She's gonna kind of switch places and go up next to
What is going on?
He's asking more questions.
And you can't answer them?
Yeah, that's the ones I told you, and he won't shut up about it.
And then I slow down even more until I'm at the same pace as him.
Okay. Hello, Arthur. Pleasant seeing you up
Everything
here.
all right? What was that about?
Oh, everything's as good as dandy
Is
as
it
it can be.
danger? Did you see something?
Well, there was something in the bushes, and I'm not a fighter. You're sure.
There was
sure
something in the
that.
bushes. What was it?
Something to kill?
I think we should stop and take a look at these.
There's something in the bushes. It's a smile goes across his face.
A little tendril.
Oh, hey guys. Yes, it was probably nothing, but I figured it'd be best if there was another capable warrior in the back.
Well, Yelena is quite good at magic casting.
She's quite capable. Yes, very capable.
She did blast a few foes yesterday.
That is quite true, and that's why I believed it would be best to be her. You see her just kind of like sit up a little more on the horse.
Let's hope they attack from behind instead of from up front.
Oh shit! All right, so you're going back there, you know.
What were you pestering her about?
No, I hate to say it, but I think you're right about it.
About her?
Something's off. Very off.
What do you think that's off about her?
She's dodgy.
I think she's scared.
Wow.
Look, I ain't saying she's scared. I try comforting her.
Because all of
Just
our
see-
female.
And it's not even Monday. It can't be misogynistic Monday.
All right, you guys, come on, keep on, keep on.
Look, I was just trying to. All I did was ask her how she was. She seemed a little bit shaken up when we were in the camp. I saw it. She seemed to kept looking back.
How loud are you guys talking?
Low
I'm-
level.
Yeah, I'm not really whispering, but I'm.
Just was questioning as to if something was bothering her. It seemed like she was on edge about something. She, when we were back here, said if everything was alright. My question there, side eyeing, looking back and forth, and she just cut me off and then immediately went into you. Said that she wanted to go to the bathroom. Noticed that she was looking behind the tray. So, I took with my shower and asked her again just now. Why? About herself, you know, go good situation. Don't really trust her relationship with her boyfriend up in front. Question: does she know Elvish? A little sketch how she said that he ran up to her, said something, and she was able to understand it. I don't recall. She might have said something that she knows Elvish. I didn't recall it.
I'm gonna slow down the pace of my horse a little bit more to try to get farther back.
I matched it.
She said that he spoke to her.
Yeah, that's what she said again.
She told me that he spoke to her, and then when I questioned it, she said, "No, that's just what I thought he meant, like by his action, like that's what he was trying to portray."
She told me that she was able to understand him. She knew exactly what he was saying and was talking about.
Huh?
Both of you roll history really quick.
Eight.
So you, 2.
That's a 3.
Okay.
Wow.
You're pretty convinced that you're on the right track. You think you remember somebody mentioning that there was words that were like said, like maybe it was like her that said it or Margaret that said that like she heard something that he said something to her and then that's why they started moving, or maybe it was Arthur who said it. You remember somewhere along the line there maybe being something. You're not convinced, but you're just like there's a possibility maybe.
Yeah, there's something definitely fishy going on between. I don't think Margaret's in on it. I think she's an innocent bystander. I think it's between Cynthia and Elrond.
And again, when I questioned her again, why she seemed a little off about it, and why she was looking back on the tracks, again, dodged the question. She seemed shaken. She said, "Oh, there's something in the bush." That's not just.
Yeah, she just wanted an excuse to switch so that way I could talk to you. Can I do an insight check to see like how I'm feeling about Cynthia, if I feel like she's been telling me the truth? Kind of thing?
Sure. Yeah, you get insight. You get insight your interaction with her.
She was telling the truth.
You are very, very convinced that like everything that she's been telling you recently hasn't just been truthful, but has been like 100% forthcoming. It has been like almost verging like a bonding opportunity. As there like feel like there's been like a huge like leap of faith between the two of you.
You guys like took a piss together.
That is a bonding experience.
In the high school, that's bonding.
Can I kind of do the same thing with my interaction?
piss with them?
No. Whoa!
So anyway, Cynthia.
Friends who piss together.
All right. So what did you roll? So you try to insight her too.
Yeah, it's kind of my interaction.
So what was your insight?
That is a natural.
Wow.
So you definitely feel like she was hiding something from you. It feels like though she's been kind of honest, but she's still kind of hiding something. Like she didn't want to tell you something in the moment, or she didn't want to tell you something at all. But it feels like everything she's been saying has actually been like from her heart or from like what you'd expect to be her interpretation. So
Something about her. She's definitely hiding something. She doesn't want to tell us.
I get the vibes that she's scared of Elrond.
That makes sense, but why? Would you be scared of me? Why would she be scared of you?
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something off about him. And I was just talking to Arthur, and I just realized that he just kind of appeared out of nowhere. He wasn't there in the fight at the edge of the city. He was just, like, basically once we got to Margaret's house, he was just there.
Can I
And
make a history check?
sure, you can roll history.
16.
16. Yeah, you're kind of going through everything. Similar to what I was telling her before. You don't have like a 100% recollection of like everyone as they kind of entered the group and as they kind of left or died, but you have a pretty good remembrance of who was there at the gate because that was a pretty big thing. You didn't really notice if anyone else joined because you were pretty busy trying to fight everyone else and kind of clear a path, but you don't really remember him there. Something could have happened because you guys were fighting for a little bit, but you do remember seeing him in the woods shortly thereafter before you ended up like leaving with Edard and the other hunter to kind of go off and scout.
Yeah, you're right. You just kind of show up. Oh. Was there originally? What do you think we should do?
I don't know. Arthur and I were trying to figure out what we should do about it. He suggested that we have a team meeting. Like the core of us. The core four.
Might be the decision. We want just all of a sudden have a random bar just in the middle of the night, just slit our throats.
No, I won't let that happen. I got some new spells I've been wanting to test out.
Can't wait to thrust my attack. It's hot.
So as you guys are talking, you're gonna notice that the rain's starting to pick up a little more. It's not like a straight on downpour, but it's definitely picking up a bit.
You guys still holding up okay?
We should be fine as long as the cart holds up.
How much further?
Whereabouts would we be right now?
We're probably maybe halfway now.
So you guys are a little bit over half now. So
We're
you
more
guys,
like
you guys
one hex
basically.
away
So
from
if
the
you're,
bridge,
yeah, you're about like halfway into that hex. You're about a hex away from the bridge. You guys like in what would be about a hex's travel, you'll end up arriving at the bridge. So you'll basically end up getting to the bridge at this pace, assuming you guys don't end up getting like rained out on. You'll make it to the bridge by like what would be a couple hours before sundown.
okay. According to the map, it looks like we should be arriving to the bridge.
Low calorie.
It's a couple hours before sundown. So, probably best we'll just keep going.
How muddy is it getting?
It's definitely getting more muddy. It's not ridiculous to the point where you can't move the cart, but it's getting a lot more insufferable. It's slowing down your pace slightly, but because you guys are on horseback and you guys are able to kind of figure your way through,
How does
You
the
just-
horse pulling the carriage look right now?
it looks like it's a little bit like worse for winter.
Do we want to try this? We might want to try to switch out one of the horses.
I think we have a spare now, don't we? So we had the one horse that was carrying
Because I think you said
Sergeant
I
Michael,
wanna
and
say
then
you
we
brought
grabbed
back
five more.
horses.
I think it was 5 horses.
Well, it was-
that's 5.
4. We have 5 there.
Yeah,
now.
5.
Yeah.
Well,
As kind of judgmental as this might be to say, Dino's horse is probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I was probably going to say we've At least we could probably have Dana. You could probably sit in the back with the carriage, and just let the horse walk without anything on top of it.
That's fine by me, I guess.
Okay. Let's pull off on the side for a second.
All right, so as you end up kind of pulling off to the side, you're gonna end up seeing that the horses that you guys have are kind of like going off. It looks like they're trying to like, eat some of the grass and everything.
It's probably best we let them graze for a few minutes. And then we'll just we'll grab Dino's horse and put it at the front
Okay. So you guys are gonna give them like what 30 minutes maybe.
around there.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? Where you kind of like swap out horses and let them graze for a minute?
I get under the cover of the wagon. Sit inside.
Do we want to check the wagon to make sure we're still holding up? Arthur, you can.
No. I suppose I can get back out of the back.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. So as you get back out, roll investigation. What else do people want to do?
I'm still kind of keeping watch.
I guess I'd be helping him do
Okay.
that. Look at the
So you can do the help action.
You can roll again if you want.
22.
22. Okay. Now what do you want to do?
Dino's gonna get off the horse and he's just gonna go off onto the back right over there. He's just gonna try to find a decent puddle to look at. Just to kind of try and see the reflections to it.
Okay.
Your eyes.
Sure. So let's have you roll ahead and roll survival. So you roll a 22. So as you're kind of investigating the cart, you're going to end up seeing it looks like the cart's in good shape. But even as you're investigating, the rain's picking up. You're starting to see it. The wheels are starting to sink, and you're kind of recognizing this might be bad if we wait here for too long, and it might be bad if we keep going through this mud because we might get stuck unless we find a way to get the tires more traction. Say tires, but like the actual cart wheels.
And the
more
wagon
traction.
wheels.
So as you're looking around, what'd you roll for survival?
14.
Okay. So you find a couple puddles, but everything's just kind of like wobbling and just too much rain's coming down. You're able to kind of like go off as you're kind of holding your horse and just trying to like graze a little bit. You're gonna take him off into a spot where you find a nice little canopy that's kind of created by the trees. And you're able to find what looks like a puddle just sitting right there at the base of the tree. And as you're able to kind of like get in front of it and look over, you're able to see it looks like your eyes have changed a little bit, like very very mild. The colors like turned a little bit more.
Just rub his eye, just kind of look back again, see if that changes. Obviously not. Just get another. It's not looking good.
Yeah, so you end up kind of realizing you need to make some more traction on these wheels, or else there's a good chance you're gonna get stuck here.
Texture the wheels, it seems. I was worried if we'd stop stuck in the mud. But even if we kept going, it's the same thing. It might, if you just give me like 10 minutes, so I can see if I can fix the maybe fix something to the wheels to add some more traction.
Yeah, let me put it in the bag.
What kind of supplies do you guys have?
Yeah, I'm looking at my supplies right now. See what I have.
If you're able to get a list of supplies you think could be relevant, I'll make a DC or I'll make a DC based on the supplies you have, and I can post a solution.
What did everybody pick the adventurer's kit or a dungeoneer's kit?
And I'm assuming you made what you're trying to do known to everyone.
I
so
got pittance, hammer. Yeah, that's the normal adventure explorers pack.
Well, you have. I was gonna say you have probably have a dungeoneer's pack. Yeah. Because pittons are basically
Yeah, and I got a
stakes.
crowbar. Okay, yeah, so that's probably more of a.
So you could affix some pittons to the wheels, possibly.
Just one.
Pittance, hammer.
Is it just one?
It's just one.
I thought it
I
comes
have,
with
I have 10.
Yeah, yeah. If you have a dungeoneer's pack, it comes with 10 pittons.
Oh, yeah, it's
Okay,
Do
what
you
else,
have
what
it
else do
too?
you have?
Yeah.
What else do you have?
I have the woods nearby.
Anything else in there you wanted to call out as potential?
Crowbar, hammer, piton, rope.
Use road. Make like a snow tire.
Yeah. Otherwise, crossbow bolts.
Tell me what you want to try.
What?
Because I feel like you have some ideas. So.
I want to add some extra, not spokes,
But you chose an
but
explosion.
some studs onto the wheels.
You're gonna try to do it with the pitons.
Yeah. Pitons and crossbow bolts.
All right. I'll let you add your proficiency bonus to what you're doing. But let's have you go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Oh, actually, no, because you're a wizard and because of your background, you got like a writer's kit. So you didn't have.
Whoa!
You
That's
didn't
a
have.
19.
You didn't have that. as
19 with your proficiency bonus.
Cancelled out my -2 to sleight of hand.
Yay! So yeah, you're able to find a way to kind of rig this up and through there. You end up trying to figure out like how different ways. You don't want to like break through the entirety of the actual tire itself. So what you end up kind of doing is taking the pitons, putting up against the side, using a little bit of rope just to kind of like wrap it around. You know it's going to make this ride extremely uncomfortable for everyone inside, but it's guaranteed to keep its traction.
They're going
When I run out of pitons, I'll use crossbow bolts. Yeah, so I got 30 total to work with.
And you're able to get enough going through all of them.
But once we run into more sturdy ground, I can take off.
Well, hopefully
Studs.
by the time we get to the bridge, it will be more.
Yes,
Rock
but
and
this will help with the
cobblestone
mud for sure.
Yes.
So
Well,
we
that's
can
good.
at least proceed once the horses are.
Perfect.
All right, so the horses are going to have a couple more minutes. So you probably spend about 20 minutes doing that. So the horses are kind of just wrapping up. What you guys want to do?
I was circling around, keep like perception checking.
Go ahead and roll perception. I guess investigation because you're actively searching. So
13 plus 6.
13 plus 6, you're not going to end up seeing anything, which is
Did you see what was in that bush?
Did I? Was there anything?
good. There was a lot to see in the bush. Yeah.
She saw.
Uh,
she saw a couple.
Once I'm done with the pitons, I would like to go up to Dina. Dina, you mind?
Joke.
Gesture you kind of away from
Yeah.
towards the woods again.
So,
Cynthia told me that you were kind of accosting her, be in front of somebody she was uncomfortable talking about.
what should we like for it to
So, I think Elena might have shared my suspicions about Elrond with you. Cynthia was originally one of them that shared suspicions with me as well about how he's just been off, how he on the road when I ran into them on the road after I heard her scream because he had pushed Cynthia into the bushes when she was trying to figure out what was going on. So we don't actually fully know well what the fate of the encampment was that we left behind with the other people who were trapped in the woods because of the Imperial checkpoint. We assumed that the Imperials attacked them, but that's only based off of what Elrond was telling us. But Cynthia didn't actually get a look because he kind of forced her and Margaret to just mush along and come towards us.
The only thing I'll try to say is monster. Right? There was just a few things off. Yeah.
I want to get on the same page.
Well,
I personally, she's been helpful with the horses. She's been helpful with just kind of, she's not being a nuisance. Unlike
Where is
Elrond.
Elrond? You guys are talking.
He's gonna be sitting in the back of the cart with Cynthia, or not Cynthia. Well, Cynthia's gonna be in there, kind of dodging the rain with Margaret.
But I just want to be on the same page.
I'm saying that Cynthia, but she's definitely hiding something. Something we don't know about, and I feel it does pertain to Elrond.
I think she just didn't want to be pressed in front of Elrond specifically, since you all were by the cards.
Since I rolled
I'm guessing that's
a
why
high investigation, did I
you
see
and
them
Elena-
huddled together?
She and Elena did the switch.
You see them together?
Yeah.
You would see them. Yeah, you'd see them
That's
together.
my
Okay.
sense.
Definitely with your roll.
She was kind of back. So it's
I'm
We-
gonna
we need
walk
to-
up to you guys at this point.
We need to do our team meeting. Just need- I think we can, all huddle up real quick without arousing too much suspicion.
Where are you? Are you on the front of the cart?
Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out by the cart.
Where are we? Us three.
I just kind of walked towards
I'm
the
basically
the tree line, basically.
back, yeah, towards the tree line behind everything.
Okay. I'm going to use message, which is a cantrip, to talk to you and just say, hey, team meeting, over here now.
Just not the voice.
I feel like you would recognize my voice.
I don't know if I would as a voice in my head because I've only heard two. It's kind of a foreign voice. It's almost like when you hear on a cell phone, people's voices sound a little different on a phone, you know?
No, I can't relate actually.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, come over.
Okay. Alright.
We have an Elrond problem.
What's going on now?
So we know he's a fake.
Where is it?
Because overnight, I checked his gloves because I had a feeling about it.
You did do that one.
His gloves are specifically a enchanted pair that allows the wearer to play a musical instrument proficiently, as if they'd been practiced with it. So my guess is, without those gloves, he'd be able to play, and at that point, I don't know what his true nature would be, if he is just mundane,
Wait a minute.
but
Is this
Too
is
many
it the only
coincidences.
thing that is bothering you about them? His gloves?
no.
There's a few things as well.
Like what?
You had taken the nameplates for some of the objects that were in the Lord's Keep, correct?
I do have a couple of plans.
Do any of them have a similar description to what he's saying with those gloves?
Or as I remember, there was only the plaque of the gauntlets that I gave you.
Yeah, that's the
The ones that-
The uncursed gloves.
Yes.
Precisely.
Those ones. But we do have our suspicions of him being lost.
Plus the fact that he appeared out of nowhere and just suddenly
Right.
belonged to
He wasn't there originally.
He
when
hasn't
we were
been here
leaving
the whole
city.
time?
No.
He kind of appeared after was just kind of
And also
Out of
he misled Cynthia about what happened in Canada. Cynthia and Margaret went off because Margaret needed to use the restroom, Cynthia obliging to be a companion, and on the way back, when they were about to make their way back to camp, Elrond comes up, says there's an attack. I don't know the exact words that were exchanged, but Cynthia, I guess, knew some Elvish, enough Elvish to understand that can't go back that way, there's an attack.
No.
And then when she tried to find out for herself, he pushed her down, insisted that they ran. Which they did. That's how when I found them on the road.
That's why she had a bunch of scratches all over. He pushed her into a bush.
So what is the plan? We should grab him and pull the gloves and try to make him prove he's a fake.
That's one way.
This
I
is an
mean,
ominous
he's-
setting right now. It would.
It's hard for me to make judgment. I can't even understand what he says. Oh.
When I had my discussion with him the night before, along the card that everyone saw, you all kind of got the vibe that he didn't like being under interrogation, but he wasn't. He led on that he was not a bard at all, only liked to play the instruments, and that he was not, in fact, a magical bard, had no formal training. Was very defensive about that.
So if he has magic gloves that allow him to play an instrument very well, I mean, where does that get him? I mean,
It gets him into the Lord's Keep.
allows him
It
to
gets him into
pose
notable
as a
places.
bar.
He could be kind of a fly on the wall.
Gets him into college.
Do you think that? I mean, that's kind of far fetched, but do you think that's even what he looks like? If he just appeared out of nowhere, was he following us? Could he possibly change the way he looks?
Elena and I were thinking that he could potentially be the one that the Imperials were looking for after all. We might have, though we did find some pretty damning, incriminating things on Nathaniel.
I mean,
That he could have
possibly
latched onto
been-
that kind of chaos in order to ask his way, have us trust him.
Yeah, this is a lot of information.
Now I know you're a bit heavy-handed with
Answers noted.
finding out things, acquiring information.
On my ways.
I think that could be necessary, especially since he was not forthcoming with me and I couldn't particularly. Tried building some rapport with him, but don't think he's going to be telling me the truth unless we press him.
At this point, I'm tired of
I mean, here's the deal. I know that as of right now, he hasn't posed a threat to me, at least. We need to get going, get out of this rain, try to get down, and we could possibly try to come up with something then. But I mean, the rain's coming down. We've already had to modify the cart so we don't get stuck.
Easy. Easy. What do you with Tally. We do need to make.
This will be something that we can't put off forever.
Right.
Now, there is better time, better place, of course, but we just have to.
I mean, here's the deal. At this point, since you and Elena can speak Elvish, maybe you guys kind of handle that investigation per se, and just continue like everything's fine. And if you guys happen to get any bits of information from him that sounds like it is contradicting anything or what have you, then we can always circle back up. Go from there.
Where are people standing in the circle?
We're kind of like
Huddled together, like off
yeah,
to
like
the
off
back.
the road by the like kind of by the
who-
tree line.
Who's standing next to each
I guess
We're just
it's
kinda
kind of
like-
like how we are
Yeah.
right
other?
now.
Okay. I want the two of you to go ahead and roll.
Oh no, I ain't gonna see nothing. That's a
That was-
5.
Stupid battle
That
mat.
was rest-
Battle mat rolled it from an 18 or a 15 to a 1.
Yeah. So
The
one,
edge of the. Oh,
5.
Oh my!
All right. Carry on.
Carry on.
We
carry
see
on.
nothing. It's raining too hard.
All right.
It is raining.
Let's just get going.
Well,
Let's
the
get
spokes,
horses.
the studs on the wheels should hold and should provide more stability for getting onto the road and through the mud.
All right.
So
Well,
best we get.
I guess I'll hop back up on the front.
I'm
Dana,
gonna
You're hopping in the back.
walk up to the cart and talk to Margaret. Hey, I overheard what Arthur was saying earlier that the ride's gonna be really bumpy from now on. I don't know if you want to ride on the horse instead.
Oh. I appreciate it so much, Elena. I don't think it would be best for me at my old age, being in the rain and in. This is actually quite a dilemma. Do you happen to have any extra clothes or any padding I could put underneath my bottom?
I have some old armor that I don't wear. It's leather.
I suppose anything's better than nothing.
How loud are they talking?
Normal.
I reach in my bag and pull out. I have the scraps of the clothing I have left. I give to her.
So you're naked?
No, the common clothes that every cat fits.
Right. Oh, thank you so much. You see her just kind of trying to she's actually gonna stop sitting on the bench. It's gonna kind of find a spot on the floor and just try to kind of brace herself a little bit.
All right, everybody back there. It's not going to be a smooth ride as it has been. So just try to hold on while we get through this mud. And crack the reins and get going.
Okay. All right, and you are off. All right, let's have somebody go ahead and roll a d20 for me. And then who's the marching runner?
We want to keep the same that we're at
11.
now.
Yeah.
Me and Cynthia front.
11.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, and we have it right here.
And you guys are carrying off. You're going at a much slower pace, especially through the rain and everything. But you are going to eventually find new way.
Except they really.
I knew it.
A new way. All right. So as you guys end up going through, you're going to end up eventually after what looks like a greater part of the rest of the day. Find your way over to what looks like a little shack outside of what would be the bridge, the Erie Crossing.
It looks like we've made it to the Steery crossing that is on the map.
So how lit?
How well lit is it outside?
Is it here, right?
How
The visibility is actually pretty good, but what are you going to do?
I would just want to look around.
Okay.
Just kind of
Roll
see
investigation.
what all is happening from it. If any. It's a dirty 20.
Okay, so there's gonna be a bunch of things you notice. One thing you're gonna notice is it looks like a good fog is starting to kind of set in, but you're gonna see it looks like the bridge is actually not fully there. It looks like it might have been destroyed or something happened. It looks like it's kind of in the midst of repair. It's difficult for you to see as the rain's getting even more intense right now, but you could kind of make that out. Another thing is you're going to see what looks like glowing coming in from side this building that's off over there. You're also going to see this other building outside that's just kind of completely destroyed. It's hard for you to tell exactly what happened to it, but you could definitely tell that.
Do I see anybody?
You're not seeing anyone immediately. I guess you are also going to notice there's this giant pile of logs.
Alright, so we definitely halt the caravan. Our little march. Seems the bridge is out. Looks like it's under construction of some sort. Can hole up here or it gets too dark.
Let's try to find a good spot for the carriage to set.
Check out whoever's inside. It seems there's at least someone in there.
Oh, who goes there, man? Who goes there? Who?
Do I see who's calling?
You're going to see somebody just kind of opening the door and poking their head out.
I raise my hand and take my hood off. My little green hood. And say, "Hail! It is, my name is Arthur. These are my companions.
The IRS.
You have the FBI, you must open up."
The IRS standing in front of your door.
Yes, we are the IRS that have all of your taxes. We're looking for shelter for the night. We were hoping to cross the bridge to make it to town. But it seems the bridge is out.
What side do you fight on?
Well, we're running from the Imperials, so
What she said. We are.
So you're one of the free folks.
We are
You're
no
with the-
friends of the Empire.
You're the Lord's men.
Eh,
By the gods, come inside, please, please, all of you.
Do you have a place where we can stable our horses?
We did have a stable. You see him kind of like close the door really quick and grab something. He kind of grabs like this piece of wood that he's kind of just holding over his head as he kind of tries to go outside. So we used to have something. It's no longer there. It's kind of burned away. Realistically, you should be able to, and you see him kind of point to some of the trees. If you tie him around some of those trees, I have some ropes around there. You can kind of tie the reins to keep them there.
Let's do that then.
Alright, I'll help.
Is there a good place to put the wagon? Out of the mud.
I mean, mud on the roads, mud over here. I'm not sure there's really a perfect place for it.
All right, that's what I'm
Preferably
saying.
out of sight. From the road. Maybe
Um,
behind the house, the cottage.
If we can fit it back there.
It's okay. The fences, we just recently put those back up since the last. Just feel free to go ahead and move some of them out of the way. They shouldn't actually be fully citied yet. The rain's been kind of washing them out. Feel free to just take some of them up.
All right. I'll go ahead and work on that if you guys want to get the horses.
get it
tied
like
up.
over here.
Yeah, we'll probably just put it. Well, probably just.
I would say here.
Well, there's a
Is that-
fire there.
Okay. It doesn't mean that it's lit.
What is it lit though?
That's fine. Well, we'll go ahead and
Wicked
we'll actually put it in
bro.
backwards.
Oh, fine. We'll do this tree then.
No, the horses.
The horses.
This was a horse too.
Do we have another?
No, we don't. I rolled. There's 5 in total.
No, I know, but I didn't know if we had another one of these guys.
No, I don't think so unless he's got one hidden somewhere. Go on, bud.
Negatory Ghost Rider.
All right.
Owlbear? Oh my gosh, did you guys see the Baldur's Gate thing with Owlbear?
Which one?
I have honestly
So-
not played much of this.
So people have figured out that if you take an owlbear, get it high up in the air.
Oh yeah, you get max damage.
Yeah, you can get like 800 to 1100 bludgeoning damage.
They,
Yeah.
they already made
They're
a
talking,
team.
Climb up
yeah,
and just
there's
go-
owlbear from the top row.
Oh, they're on the top one. Order.
All right.
We're all set up.
All right. So you guys are set up. So what are you guys gonna do? You guys gonna go inside?
Yeah, I'll get inside.
I
You want to help Barbara in?
I'm gonna kind of hang behind. I want to be one of the last ones in.
I guess I'll go in first. That way I'm kind of.
Here's a second last one, I guess.
So, first floor?
Yep.
There's a tornado.
But...
The roof is gone. See the hurricane shows.
Now I
So-
want to watch Lizard of Oz.
Something you're
The
gonna end
Wizard of
up.
Oz?
I said wizard, but I was chewing on my gum.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard.
D&D version of Wizard of Oz.
So as you end up going inside of the room, you're gonna end up noticing a couple things.
A giant troll.
Choke inside.
So you're gonna end up noticing where there are just a bunch of men just kind of huddling around the fireplace.
A bunch of men.
Manly man.
Manly men.
Another woman.
Another woman.
We have facial hair.
Alright, we're gonna say that this is the leader
We
because
changed our
I haven't printed out more NPCs yet. But this is the gentleman that you're talking to outside. You're gonna see what is a couple of people just kind of huddling over here by the fireplace. Somebody standing over here next to the table. And then somebody's gonna be kind of over in that room, just kind of sitting down, just kind of relaxing. Looks like he's kind of like knocked out there in the corner.
Oh, thank you
Trying
for allowing
to
us.
mess with something, but
Thank you for allowing us to take shelter in here.
boy, it's not a problem at all. I'll just
We have a lot of
Yeah,
people.
we got a lot.
you have a lot of people. So you gotta figure it out.
All right, so you're in.
Yeah.
You're going in.
How many people do you have coming in there with you? It's quite a few.
Well, we do have quite the group. We had to save some people from the city. So
Conscious.
Oh, are you some of the refugees from the holdout city of Pike?
yes,
There's 8 of us total. One of which is to lay down
unconscious.
somewhere.
If there's not
it'll-
room, I can stay out here.
It'll be tight, but we can accommodate it.
Maybe we can scoot this table.
I mean,
Just walk in and just.
I will. Listen, you guys get comfortable. If there's not room, I will stay out in the wagon. So. It's
I
not-
already said that I would. So.
It's not yeah.
No. I
just-
don't believe any of that to be necessary.
If anyone stays outside, I will do it. It's not a problem.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, we've had multiple different people in here recently as we've been trying to repair the bridge. Normally it would just be myself and my boy, but I mean, people have been sleeping on the floors. I don't see any issue with doing it right now.
Who are these men? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Oh, these are some of the from the other city that I don't know the name of right now. That came down to here to repair the bridge. They came all the way around the back way. Basically, they went straight out east and came all the way back around to help rebuild the bridge from this side. They brought a bunch of supplies, and well, all we can
Guess
hope
they
is that we'll
out.
get the bridge back up and running soon, or at least some variation of it. I know what one of the things that they were looking at doing, since the stonework due to the wall is such a pain to really get. They're looking at trying to get what were you gentlemen calling it? We were calling it a ferry. Oh, so some kind of a floating thing that they were saying that will kind of be on guides and move things across. At least it won't disrupt trade nearly as much. Even the fact that we're now in a full-fledged war, not just a lingering of it. These fucking Imperials. It's important that we get this back up.
Yes, the Imperials have made refugees of all of us, and unfortunately, we were hoping to get to the town by tonight. But it doesn't seem that to be possible unless we went all the way around. How long has the bridge been out?
Well, it was since the last attack, so it was roughly 9 moons ago.
Well, for quite some time then.
Well, to be completely honest, they weren't sure if it was coming back, so I understand the hesitancy to start work immediately.
True, especially if people were slaughtered.
How often does this
Slaughter?
area
Wait,
get?
what are you talking about, slaughter?
The Empire coming through and ransacking, killing.
the Empire. No. Put the gods. No, the Empire didn't come through here.
Oh,
No. This. I mean, I guess it's all relative, but it's so. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. Then, you thought that the Imperials came through and destroyed the bridge. Did you not see the acid marks outside from the burned down buildings? And
No.
you were standing there right next to it. I would have sworn that you saw it.
it seemed recent to me. I mean, I've seen.
Why were they acid?
It's because of the dragon.
There's a dragon in this area.
Well, it's not intentional. It's not something that should normally happen. I mean, you have to remember that we live next to the Eye of Exrath. I don't understand why, but one of the dragons don't normally leave, and any of the mystical creatures don't leave, but one of the dragons in particular has felt it to be necessary to come out and leave the Eye of Exrath.
When did this happen?
As I mentioned, about 7-9 days ago.
And how often does this dragon come out and attack this area?
It was just recent. This has never happened before. There's not. What was it that you were saying? It's called a precedence. It wasn't a precedence that's been set.
I have a book in my possession called The History of the Eye of Exrath. And I would like to just kind of flip through it and see if I can gather anything, like more about the dragons, about if this really is not typical of them to leave and attack areas. Just kind of get.
Sure. Yeah, so you're going to be kind of doing that through this. Go ahead and roll an investigation as you're reading through that. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you would have known. You never traveled the Shadowstone or the actual Eye of Extrath itself. I know it's a very hot tourism spot. It's
Well, we were going to go to Shadowstone after we fled from Pike, but unfortunately we were sort of cut off and forced to go north. So we were going to take refuge in the town that's north of the bridge.
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I just I guess I'm sorry to break the news to you that the bridge is out. So normally it'd be my son and I that just fish here on this bridge, and we'll do some trades and everything that people go through, and provide essentially an inn worth and refuge to anyone who's on their way passing by. But it's kind of hindered a tad after the dragon essentially acid rained down our spare quarters.
We need to get across, so if we provide assistance in building a way across the bridge, how long would it take to get that done?
Well, they have the rest of the stuff that they've been working on the other end of the bridge there. I mean, what it's not for me to say, gentlemen. You're quite a burly fellow. And
I fancy myself an engineer, personally.
My nose is in a book.
it seems two extra hands is two extra hands. We're almost done constructing what we believe to be this ferry that will serve as a temporary passage across. We have the tracks almost set up. What's your trade there, friend?
I am a tinkerer and a collector. I spend my time with magical items and deconstruct them and find new ones too.
If you talk to Silas over there, he's the one who's been actually creating the contraption moving us across. Perhaps you could work with him and we can figure it out. He's almost has everything logically sound. That might be beneficial.
We'll do this.
And you, the burly one, and you seem rather fit compared to your size.
I just take care of myself.
Perhaps you could help with assembling the rest of the float that will get us across. Once we have the track set up, we should be able to just keep it on tracks and use the lever system that we have and the pulley to just maneuver things across the bridge at will. Will be slightly dangerous. Hopefully the currents aren't bad, but it will work. If you help, we might be able to get it done by the end of tomorrow.
That's what
I mean, time is time. We probably need time for people to rest up anyways. It gives the opportunity for Margaret and them to rest. We can help with that, get it across. Is it going to be safe enough to transport the wagon across as well?
I would presume so.
Because that's kind of what we're looking for.
do we have?
Well, it's
If-
either we stay here.
Or we have to go back down south and take all the way the long way around to the city, through the town. So it's at this point it's going to take way less time doing this than all the travel
Or
time to
also
get
just sit and talk.
understand that. But we get done quick. It also helps a lot of people too.
So people just
Regardless.
fine.
I have an idea. If a couple of us, maybe not, doesn't particularly matter who, I think I'm well fit to help. If we're going to get the wagon across, I think it's best me to stay and help out with building this raft, this ferry across. But somebody could swim across, get to town, possibly, or try to secure some sort of passage to Shadowstone, or just to scout out the town. in general.
Based off of the map, how far from here is the city?
Well, you should be able to see it. So you see where
It's one
the
extra hex, right? Between them.
Yeah.
and basically each hex is roughly 6.
Okay. So I mean, the core thing too, the map. If we
You're like a little bit over. It's like probably like
I mean, it's probably closer to 8 to 10 miles from here to the town. I don't necessarily want to send just one of our group that way by themselves.
It's fair. If you were bored, if somebody did not want to idly sit around and assist with labor, then we can send someone across. If not,
This is probably a good time for people to talk to Elrond and Cynthia as well. Try to ease into conversations and whatnot.
I'll go ahead and I'll work with this Silas fellow and see if we can accelerate some sort of path across.
I mean, if it's a vote, I'd say we stay here and help. I mean, more hands make less work.
Like this.
My head's still in a book.
You should get your head out.
Alright, Silas, I think we are good to help you try to get this done.
well, that would be just lovely for me. I'm sorry, I'm not the leader here. I'm Silas.
No, that's fine.
Silence, it's a pleasure. My name is Arthur. This is Edard. This is Dino. He's reading. We are the Four Corps. Would you mind showing me your design? What you're working on?
Oh, absolutely. And you can see him kind of pull out where there's just this large document. He's kind of like showing you his miscellaneous things. It's going to take a little bit. Go ahead and roll, I guess because you're an artificer, go ahead and roll, it's insight.
Silas, if we were to wait till the morning when it's probably not raining and we have some light, how long would it take to do this?
Well, if we're getting working at the crack of dawn, we should have it ideally done around nightfall. Ideally. It does depend on the weather and if the rain ends up easing up on us. It did slow us down dramatically. We were thinking we'd have it done about 2.5 days from this morning, but we got about 1/2 days of work in, and
I think if we set our minds to it and get everything done right, efficiently, I think we can get it done.
If we're starting now,
I rolled a 7.
he thinks that. That's a
I'm-
little bit optimistic of you there.
I'd say I'm more inclined to believe Silas and go with that than.
You know what I was just thinking as I closed the book? There was just a dragon attack here, right? I don't think the Imperials would be dumb enough to come this way. We might be okay for a day or two staying here.
Yes, but
We might not need to rush, is what I'm getting at.
that is way of thinking, but if the Imperials know anything about this area, and I'm not sure if they do, and if dragons don't typically attack this area, then they're not looking for dragon attacks to worry about.
But I imagine it created quite a spectacle, no?
I would argue that it was quite a spectacle. It was quite an ordeal, quite an affair.
Well, word didn't seem to travel very fast about fate to the holdout city of Pike. Therefore,
I mean, how much have you guys heard of that Pike?
We've heard enough.
see the smoke?
Oh, we saw the smoke. The smoke seems to have actually lingered across the entirety of the lands, it feels like. The rain just thickened it up in the fog.
See, I mean, as far as
To be fair, though, we have had a raven come through to the city, and the last group of essential workers that came through, they passed on the word. So.
right, well, maybe we just kind of start getting things ready tonight. Today, if we get tired, we'll pick things up in the morning. At least that kind of gives us a head start for tomorrow.
Arthur, there are a couple things that if you could help me really figure this out. I mean, I know this will work, but if we could find a better way to do it, we might save a little bit of time. Construction.
There's always a better way of doing things.
It's nice to have another brain here.
There are many brains here. Few worthy of any note. But that's alright.
Quite. You're gonna be sitting there working with them for a minute. So from the book that you're reading, you're gonna end up seeing what looks like a couple passages you're skimming through. One of the passages ends up saying something about how the eye of Extrath ends up just housing a large amount of different types of creature that has different biomes that exist within there. And there's known to be dragons, other types of aberrations, and these other beings that have like of great magic, great power, that just kind of live within this area for a multitude of reasons. One of the biggest being, it's a massive area, and they kind of remain in their habitats and are just able to exist free of mortals. Mortals will end up coming up there for the purpose of, well, I say mortals, will go up there for the purpose of hunting them. And they really don't feel like there's much of a reason to leave because it's pretty entertaining for them when they come up. Some people will die in the process. Some people will kind of create entire hunting parties, turn it into this huge thing, but they never leave. One of the creatures that you end up seeing in there that was referenced for kind of inhabiting one of the biomes are the green dragons. And the green dragons, as you end up seeing some of the notes in there, are very territorial, but they're also more of like a. Let me check their alignment really quick. I think it was a lawful evil, or it could be chaotic evil. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Oh yeah, that's why I don't use this, because this thing's a fucking piece of shit.
Fucking shit! Ass!
It's so stupid. That laptop was just, it was the worst. Like, literally, I clicked it
It looks like one of those like mini laptops from like
Yeah.
2006
well,
that were so awful and slow.
I clicked on something and it's still yet to even. load.
They basically run off of a tablet.
They had one, not even a gig of RAM.
Okay, so it is lawful evil. It is lawful evil. One of the things that is very interesting about this particular creature, they don't normally break their own laws, the laws of nature, obviously, but they are very cunning and like very treacherous creatures. They'll oftentimes use like misdirection, trickery, and that's one of the reasons why they're so difficult to kill in their biomes up there in the Eye of Extrath. The fact that they came down here doesn't really make any sense because you keep seeing it reiterated in the actual book itself. They don't, like they being like any of the beings up in the Eye of Extrath, they don't. Something must have happened. Or they just felt like going out and causing some chaos.
I don't know too much about dragons, like me as a person. When he was saying acid, that there's acid marks outside?
Yep.
Is that like, is it like a colored acid? Like it would be like green for the green dragon, or no? Okay.
I mean, if dragons are anything as they are normally in Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know if it depends on his lore, but black
Typically
dragons
different.
typically spray acid.
Did the book say anything about black dragons?
No. Well, I mean,
Red eyes,
from
black
what
dragon.
from what you read, no.
Okay.
Blue eyes white dragon?
So pot agreed. So
Green
I have
is
3
typically
additional cards to my deck.
It's not how
Silas, is it? Is that your name? I thought I heard.
Yes.
Sorry, I was busy reading my book a little bit.
You're quite alright. I'm studious myself, so I understand.
I'm just a little bit confused about this whole dragon thing.
Sure.
Do you have any idea why they would come here? Do you?
Why dragons would leave the Eye of Exrath?
Yeah. Because my book here is telling me that they don't normally do that. They like to stay there and let people come to them.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just confused as to why the town was attacked.
To be honest, there's many reasons why this could have happened. As one of my compatriots mentioned, there's never really been a precedent set by something like this. They don't leave, and they haven't for as long as I've been around. Maybe something scared them out. Maybe something went in there. They are sentient beings. Maybe something struck a deal. I don't know. There's a great many reasons that we could make to fill in the narrative void of what this feels like, but who am I to say?
Did you see the dragon?
Heavens no.
Did anybody here see it that you're aware of?
Well, I would assume, and you see him kind of point over to the man who welcomed him. He and his boy ended up seeing him, I believe, but
And then I want to address them. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
my name, Arvel.
Arvel. Did you happen to see the dragon when it came?
Oh, yes, I did actually.
What kind of dragon was it?
It was like it was like a green scaled dragon, and it had different. It was like a green scales, and it had these massive wings coming out, and they almost it looked like a triangle in the sky. It was something.
Interesting.
Yes,
Okay.
and there were some other smaller ones I saw flying around it. They were also more greener, but they weren't nearly as dark in the colors or the textures of its scaling. They look different too now. Like I think about it.
I've only heard that they descended from her.
I've never seen anything come out of there. Sometimes I will say this is something my boy and I did when we were in a simpler time. Is we actually sit out there. So I have a nice little awning out there, the top story of my home. My boy and I would go sit out there, and sometimes at night you could see some of the dragons as the sun was cresting, flying over the Eye of Exrath. You'd watch them going through, and sometimes you might see them go up and flames come up into the sky, or poison clouds. It was quite entertaining to watch. Sometimes it makes you think, were they doing this for fun and sport themselves, or were they fighting each other, or was something trying to strike them down, and they were just flying up in the air like that? It fascinated me and my boy when we were growing up.
How do people normally get passage to the Eye of Exrath?
Onto the actual stones floating in the sky.
They go into the
Oh,
hunting lodges and
that is
all sorts of things.
entirely through Shadowstone. I mean, I'm sure you all are familiar. Then, are you all from this area, or?
Were from, or rather, I was from, a few of us, not all of us, from the whole that city of Pike, and we were making our way to Shadowstone. For all but the
But you've never been there yourself, then, any of you?
Eye of Exrath?
No, to
to Shadow-
Shadowstone.
No,
Mm-mm.
can't say I
Well,
have.
personally, no.
Oh, it is a sight to behold. But before my son came along, before my wife passed, I spent many a time down there with her. I mean, the Eye of Exrath, even if you don't go there, but you go to Shadowstone, there's a great deal of sport that you can do there. There's different types of competitions. There's fighting, archery. They have their own casino out there as well for gambling. It's quite an ordeal. Then some of the more wealthy, some of the people who like a little bit more of a thrill, they'll get a party together and they'll go hunting in the Eye of Exrath. There's quite a reward for some of the things that they manage to get up there. It's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. And then when I was out there, this was maybe 10 years ago, there was someone who ended up coming through, and he paid a bunch of adventurers to go up there with him for the pure purpose of allowing him to get the killing blow on a dragon that he can mount in his place of business.
Wealthy merchants.
It must have cost a lot, but actually, I don't even know if he ever came back. But all to say, it is quite a place. Quite a place.
What did this merchant look like?
The motion that came through. It's 10+ years ago. I can't say I remember.
It's not short fellow, was it?
No, absolutely not.
Just curious.
Oh, this is.
Well, I wonder what kind of event the Eye of X-Wrath led dragons to descend just for.
I mean, it's possible we can find more information about that when we make it to Shadowstone, if we do.
Seems-
Speaking of that, in blank town name here, is there safe water passage from there to Shadowstone?
There are some what do you call them? Those are also called ferries. Ah, yes, ferries. There's ferries that will go from there over the Shadowstone.
Not to be confused with fairies.
No, they have the wings, right? No. It's a boat. It's a boat that goes from one place to another. I So whatever it is that goes across the water, they do frequent. That's how I've made my passages there. They're pretty regular. I don't know if the conflict would end up affecting this. I would hope not, but
It seems the Imperial Navy has welled up in one spot. Whereas, like,
I would be shocked if the Imperial Navy would ever find its way into the waters next to the Eye of X-Wrath. The place is quite treacherous, and I mean, there's for those who don't want to go searching for wonders and plunders above in the Eye of X-Wrath floating in the sky, there are those who go deep down under, and it's something that they could do. But rest assured that these boats that go across the ways, they know the pathing to travel, so they stay away from any of those threats.
fairies.
Well, as much as I'm enjoying this conversation, is it possible if we could go ahead and get to work?
Well,
Suppose.
we could. I suppose I could go out. It looks like it's really coming down, though.
You might have to wait until the morrow, but at least tonight I can stay inside and Silas and I can bounce ideas off each other, maybe even come up with a more improved and efficient design. Two
Okay.
minds are better than one.
It is fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, we probably might want to bring that Elvis turret inside.
Alright,
So,
would you mind grabbing it?
yes, I can grab that.
I'm sorry. You said you have a gnomish turret.
I will let it speak for itself once Eddard brings it inside.
outside, grab
It's one hell of a thing.
It's quite the contraption.
There's another table over here.
Oh, is there? Oh, it's a box. Okay, I'll just set it in the box.
Cheers.
It fell.
Broken, shattered into a million
There you
pieces.
go. Alright.
Oh, I cannot believe what I am seeing.
Seen this before?
Yes, this is from the Artificial Sanctuary.
Well, we procured it off of a battalion of Imperial soldiers.
Those fucking gnomes.
What are they? What's wrong with the gnomes?
Fucking gnomes of the free must be helping the Imperials now.
Or maybe forced to?
Well, I'm sure either.
They should be working for us.
I agree. Because it took probably a pretty penny to make this, as well as a long time of diligent craftsmanship. But I imagined that they were either, I don't know, not sure if the Empire would deal so freely and give up such money to the free folk, rather than just force them into service. No. I wouldn't blame them, regardless.
Regardless, though, Silas, can we use any of this? I believe we can, actually. Do you mind? We might be able to, if we really put our heads together, we might be able to use some of these components to create a better pulley. We might be able to cut our time in half tomorrow.
Could.
No, I didn't we guess it?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to impose.
No. It's a good suggestion. We'll see what we can brainstorm.
Is
there a manual?
we did grasp
Yeah,
the
there
documents
was-
about it, and in fact, if it helps, I do have a document that helps transcribe.
Yeah, we were using that to try to figure it out, and I'd only gotten the first couple sentences to basically figure out what it was. I didn't really find out any more information about it.
This might be a sleepless night for me then.
By all means, I mean, here you go.
Yeah.
Make it go faster.
I never shy away from a new project.
If just a quick question, if you do use these turret components to,
Well, it's entirely up to you and your group. I don't want to. I just got excited.
no, that's fine.
It's yours. So
That's why I'm asking if you were to use this turret to cut our building time and possibly an F, is that no longer being able to be used as a turret?
From the sounds of it, we would definitely have to dismantle it.
Potentially, it depends. I'm not the most familiar with all of the gnome's creations. Relatively familiar with
I
some
mean,
of
you
their
don't
turrets.
need the components to make it a part of the ferry, just as equipment to build the ferry.
Some of the components, yes.
So you won't
Like think how familiar is he? Some of the bigger pieces and smaller pieces we could put together and create larger pieces.
You don't have to. Okay. you don't have to try to dumb down anything. The question I'm asking
He's
is.
slow to speak,
Trust
but
me,
he
he's
understands.
very familiar with the tenacious scene of a bolt here.
The parts that you need are not for parts of the ferry, it's for equipment to build the ferry. So after the ferry is done being built, you don't need the components anymore?
Oh no. They would be used for the actual pulley system and mechanical system that will allow the ferry to work on these tracks moving back
Okay,
and
so
forth.
that was my question. So if they use the components on the turret, we essentially need to find more components or the turret's done.
I will say, considering that we have been delayed on this project, I don't see it out of the overseer's favor to pay you and compensate for any of the parts you use.
That might be a good thing. I mean, to be
Honestly,
in favor of.
If anything, lugging this around, this gnomish turret
I mean,
for
we
so
haven't
long,
been able to use it yet.
it would serve a better purpose here, and save us a headache later on.
And what do you two think?
We've been lugging around it. But if it'll get us across the river,
So lighten our load as well. Just make everything easier.
Alright, I'm fine with it.
I really don't care about what we did with it.
Alright, Silas, it's all yours.
Well, thank you so much. Well, when you'll have to venture back to the city with me, or if we leave ahead of you, or get there ahead of you, be sure to come and see the overseer. I'll inform him exactly of the IRS and their contributions to the bridge here.
That's right, the IRS helped build the
Not
bridge.
the not the IBS.
All right. So you guys want to bed down for the evening, and you're probably wanting to work.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, hold on. Silence.
All right. So let's have you go ahead and roll 5. We'll do them. You can do them. You can do them all at once, but I'm going to ask you one at a time. So we're going to be doing insights.
You are
Or
counting.
not insights. What the hell is it? Not insights. That's the wrong. No wait, I think it is insight. Damn it! Let me
Yep.
go look. at it.
Arcana. Kind of artificery,
Yeah, let me go.
Cool.
but
Are you comfortable?
yeah,
him.
insight might be not bad. I mean,
I think insight makes the most
would it
sense.
be
'cause you're
intelligence
trying-
based or wisdom? Do you want me to do intelligence? Just like raw intelligence?
Yeah, we could just do raw intelligence. Just add your proficiency bonus to it. What I was trying to do is like you understanding his design, being able to accurately construct his design. But straight intelligence works too.
Are we at +3 proficiency? Or +2?
I think we're still.
Yeah, I think you guys are still +2. 'Cause you guys are at 5 right now, I think. Not 6. Right? I believe.
Yeah, we're level 5.
Yeah, we're level 5.
15.
Alright, you're definitely making some good progress. Alright, let's go to the next one.
Alright, a +3.
All right.
Yeah, right, a +3.
Explain something.
So 16 then?
10.
16, 10. Okay. You guys spend a good amount of time kind of going back and forth brainstorming. Not a whole lot's really happening, but you're both just kind of talking in circles. Alright, let's go to the next one.
19.
You actually end up kind of saying something to him where you kind of have a breakthrough and you realize a bunch of the components could end up being used for not just the Foley system, but also for the actual ferry construction and keeping on tracks. Go to your next one.
25.
Okay. You're actually able to kind of like go directly off of that. You're like, actually, if we end up kind of cutting this part of it out completely and we use some of my additional like rope and whatever, you're like, I think we'll be actually able to do it a little bit when you figure out like a better way to do it. You figured out actually based off of that you both accurately think you can get this thing entirely built by like a couple hours after. Assuming you don't have any obstruction, but you think a couple hours after midday you'll get the entire thing knocked down. So your last roll.
13.
And after that, you're more so just working out the finalized details of how the plan's going to work for tomorrow.
Okay.
So you end up staying up a pretty good portion of the evening. You're still going to get a couple hours of sleep, but it's going to be
Short rest.
yeah, short rest. All right. So everyone, go ahead and take your long rest. Unless you guys are wanting to do anything while they're going away, because I know you guys were going to potentially talk to some people. So
I didn't want to. Maybe just post up in one.
cool. Ellard, you want to talk to anyone or no?
No. I think I'm just chill.
Chill.
Yeah, I'm just observing.
Okay.
Specifically Elrond.
Taking it all in.
Stage
Yeah.
eye.
I just want to make sure that I keep an eye on him at all times.
One of the things you're gonna notice is every time he goes to play the lute, he does have the gloves on. That's just something you're kind of like noticing more. Like you're not really seeing him take the gloves off.
Does he ever have the gloves off?
You haven't noticed it since it's been brought to you. Since it's been brought to your attention. You haven't noticed it. Okay. Right. So you guys can go ahead and take your long rest because I rolled a nat 1 behind the screen, so I don't think you guys are going to be attacked tonight.
No dragon attack.
Yay!
Yeah.
Normally, if I rank a DC, and it's like if
The
I
bridge
roll
attacks.
if I roll a different DC, then it's like, hey, let's see if you guys end up getting attacked. But it's like, well, I didn't roll well at all, so that's not happening. All All right, so you guys are going to end up waking up the next day, ready to go a shoe-in towards the bridge, and we will go ahead and pick off there next Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get the rest of the ferries constructed.
Not the ferry.
Not the ferry.
The ferry.
Not the ferry. Not the furry. Ferry. But as you guys end up going into the next session, hopefully you'll end up getting that constructed. We'll end up seeing you at Untitled Town 2. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Untitled.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. It's been great. We're going to be going back at it again here next Tuesday. Yeah, anything else you guys want to add? Make sure you follow us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And subscribe to us and everything. Follow us
Follow,
on Twitch.
subscribe, invite your friends,
Yes, all that
tell
stuff.
everybody all about it.
No doubt. No
Love
doubt.
Margaret.
Yes, we all love Margaret. Deep down, we all want
Cynthia's
Margaret.
She's
Growing
our
on
she's
me.
our camp cook, you know.
Cynthia's growing
It's
on
like
you.
the Camp Mom.
Whoa, clip that.
Camp Grandma.
Flip the script.
For now. For
We were
now,
liking,
until
we
I
were
lose
liking
trust in her
Elrond at
again.
first. Now we're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a deuce.
this is shit. Asshole.
Motherfucker. Alright, guys. Well, take it easy. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace. See ya.